Hello, good evening again. Oh, just waiting for my guest. I just might as well just lie back here and wait. Oh dear, have a drink. Cheers, everybody. Anyway, tonight's guest. Oops, so chill. Anyway, tonight's guest, we've got a doctor in the house. Doctor. Um, Probably be here in a minute. And and yeah, so she shouldn't be long. And we've been talking about different things, about different topics. Could be obesity, it could be all sorts of different things. Cardio, it could be all sorts. Oh. So anyway, let's cheer up. Should be Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hey. Hello. That Ailey, she's kind of like she's stalking me. That Ailey, you know. Oh yes. No, Tom is half an hour late. Put Tom around about 10 o'clock because I'm behind. So I'm waiting. May, May. I thought you was live, Tom. Tom's on in 10 o'clock. In the meantime, I have got a doctor all the way in the United States. Yes. She's here. She can't see you. I can't see her. Tell her to come in, come out. Tell her, make sure she does that link. Press that link. Oh, yes. I can't see her. Come on in and close the door. I've been gone so long. Come on in and close the door. Gosh. Shall help me. Shall help me. Come on. What do you need Shall to help you? Here I go again. I'm riding on an aeroplane. Steve, you're giving me an earache. Oh yes, I'm giving Michelle an earache. Right. Oh, give it a go. I'm just going to pray. Lord, please bring my guest on, as I need to go again at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Ooh. Ding, ding, ding. We got a new flight. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we got a new flight. I've got a new deodorant today. I went to the shop today, bought a new deodorant. Yes, here we go, guys. There we go. It's called Rage. If you wear that, guys, right? If you wear that, see that there? If you wear that under your armpits, I tell you what, you attract a lot of women. Yes, you would. Yes, yes. I put it on today. I put it under my I put it everywhere today. Yes, but I didn't attract any women. All I attracted was flies. Well, there you go. Yes, I know. I'm not a comedian. No, no, no. I tell her to press the link. I am. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. He's saying she's in backstage. She needs to come out and come back in. Come out, go back in. Because I'm here, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. I'm here I am. Guys, I just got to send another link to her. I don't want to be here all night. All night long. People are useless. Oh, here we go. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow. Um, link. Sorry, guys, I had to do a link. Anyway, who wants to sing song while we're waiting? Does anybody want to sing song? Eh? Show out me. Yeah. Just pretend. Oh, oh dear. Just have a drink. Cheers, everybody. Just waiting for my guest. Anybody know any doctor jokes? Doctor. I feel like a pair of curtains. Pull yourself together, laddie. Oh, yes. Hello!
Success.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We're supposed to connect right moment, right time, as usual.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Tell everybody a bit about yourself and what you do, please.
Just in a nutshell, my name is Monika. I am originally from Poland. Uh, I finished Academy of Medicine in Wrocław, emigrated to the United States with one backpack and head full of dreams. Left Poland when was flood of century. Decided to make it. Failure is not an option. Long story short, passed all required exams, studied language on my own, became resident in Warren Hospital, finished general medicine, was awarded Researcher of the Year when I presented a case that showed that secrets of cardiovascular diseases are not in a donut hole, but not what is inside, but what is around it. Long story short, apply for preventive cardiology fellowship, Hartford Hospital, part of University of Connecticut, was accepted. Work with Paul D. Thompson, with top athletes, became what we call expert in lipidology. Lipidology is science of cholesterol. It's not how low you get, how right you get. Was exposed to work related to inflammation, which we call more as inflammaging. It was used by Professor Franceschi in Italy. Inflammation is state of silence burning fire that is causing invisible changes If we don't look what is underneath surface, for years and years people become sick. And when we diagnose them, it's quite late. I also work with researchers over the world who are specializing in statin myopathy. Statin myopathy and myalgia are muscle aches and pains which some people experience, and extensive work was done on athletes, because when we use more muscles, we basically affected more. Then we move to mind, how mind gets affected, and of course was extensive work in area of blood sugar, prediabetes, diabetes, smoking cessation, and epigenetic expression, genes. Only 25% of them will define your future, but expression of them matters a lot.
Okay.
Graduating, I decided to do a cardiometabolic fellowship and Mark Houston. I learned quite a bit about prevention of cardiovascular disease. It's not, again, what you see, but how your body reacts to perceived by you stress. Stress is part of life, but if stress affect human system, mind initially become distorted, body follows. People crave food, which is not necessarily healthy. As we know, what are primary causes of death right now? Number one is what? Cardiovascular disease, hypertension, means high blood pressure. Number two is we have diabetes and cancer. Why do I mention both of them together? Pre-diabetes is a link between cancer, inflammation, and also imbalance between hormones. I don't want to go deeper here because I don't want to lose audience. Long story short, I work with early detection of metabolic changes, cardiometabolic changes, which occur quite silent. And working with athletes, also with people with heart failure, allow me to see very advanced cases which are silent initially. Um, um, Long story short, I started working in weight loss center. I volunteer multiple places, and history was is touching because people will lose weight and they will regain weight. And I feel that overall subject of not offending anybody, but using word obesity is a very tender subject. Is most of the time body expresses itself as an instability of human mind, shame, betrayal, abandonment are emotional wounds which affect human system. This is not new agey hearsay. I work with PhDs like Mario Martinez, who wrote book The Mind Body Code, and he interviewed thousands of people all over the world who are centenarians. Centenarians are people who live not just long, live well. It was one of the area of my interest. Long story short, I moved back. I work also as a hospitalist in part of University of Connecticut. Was appointed to be chief of heart failure prevention. So again, quite sick people, and we make them better. Working rehabilitation centers also help. Moving forward, I decided um, to open my own practice and move to quite silent area, Warren, PA. And in Warren, PA, I established my own practice, and I started moving more into holistic medicine. Holistic, realistic. Holistic is not sitting in cave, finding guru, darkness, despair. Holistic being very present in reality of life and making required changing. Seeing what is in front of us, acting appropriate and according to a situation, stable mind, stable platform, efficient fuel. It's not what we eat only. It's how body and mind transforms energy. Then also work in hormones area. I finished and I'm board certified in functional, anti-aging, and regenerative medicine. Anti-aging. I'm not talking here about your botoxes. I'm talking skin deep. I think how you do it in real life. What allows system function well under highest stress and lowest stress. We are good when belly is full, but how do you act when belly is not full? How do you act when you have to go to bathroom? So resilience became interest of mine, and emergence, which is state of continuous change and concentration of journey, became interest of my area. Long story short, I was introduced to people of diverse diseases and detected quite early on changes in thyroid. Thyroid is not just TSH, it's T4, T3 conversion in liver. There are different parameters which will make thyroid work appropriately. I do capillary blood tests, saliva tests, nutritional tests. I'm not interested in nutrients in this moment. I want to see 90 days. What happens in human system? How they affect it? Um, During this time, as you know, I practice martial arts, and I got back to it to United States and fitness, which helped me during residency and during fellowship and during work as hospitalist. 80 hours, sleepless nights, long calls, very stressful condition. I work with hyperbaric chamber. I volunteer in wound care and I became a specialist. So it was quite fascinating to see recover of these people. Uh, but as you know, not everybody recovers. Uh, I don't know if you want to move to energy world. I'm basically for you. I don't want to bore you too much because I'm here for people not to just talk about me. I would rather
Mm,
hear what is
mm,
interesting.
yeah. I want to talk about obesity today, if you don't mind. I have website support groups about obesity. I'm an obesity campaigner. I do a lot of with obesity. Now, tell me, tell me this, that sometimes people say to us, I suffer with type 2 diabetes, I suffer with cardiovascular, um, I hypertension, and I get high blood pressure. I went on, so a couple of years ago, I went onto a course where I went to lose weight, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost 11 stone in 6 months. I came back, I had a heart attack and a stroke. That's why my speech is not very good. So tell me, people say to everybody, go out, lose weight, do some exercise. But if somebody is over the top with their weight, you can't. How can somebody just go out, lose a lot of weight? Because at the end of the day, surely that is dangerous, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, Number one, Steve, I would like to thank you to opening to me with your private challenges because challenges become opportunities for us. And only when we question why things happen and why these people are coming back, we are able to come with solutions. So I can only share with you journey of some of my patients and what I noticed work for them and what did not work for others. Um, Vascular diseases start very early on. Our human system are connected pipes. Like think about car. It's not just like I mentioned before, fuel that you put inside, but it's transformation and your vessel wall, which is called endothelium. Endothelium is very thin layer and has active cells inside. I like to always demonstrate things because I think it becomes more visible. So let me just back up here, and I think it will be a very valuable moment. I want to make it practical, not just a talk. So when you just look at vascular disease, this is vessel wall, which is just blood. Inflammation will start very early on. You're not going to see in the vessels. We will see attracted cells causing inflammation for longer period of time. What they will do with active cells over time cause debridement of I'm gonna use a metaphor like almost like rust,
Okay.
and it is not seen until like 50% vessels will be narrowed. So what is happening? People are walking for a long period of time with vascular inflammation. Can we measure much early? Yes, we can. Being very realistic, we have to just think what insurance company will cover or what they would not cover. So these tests are not always easy available in every hospital. And what we do when disease per se, which is this ease, is basically no ease in human system, there's too much friction for a variety of reasons, occurs, is we need to think you cannot climb Mount Everest if you did not walk yet. So if you push people harder, these plaques, because over time they become plaques, they become
Mm.
uh, susceptible to breaking. And I saw this thing in athletes who were finishing marathon. I work with triathlon athletes, with people who also would you share had diabetes for a longer period of time because you lived with pre-diabetes, which is metabolic syndrome, for much longer period of time. And what we have learned that is not only dropping cholesterol low is causing decreased morbidity and mortality, but looking at the flexibility of a vessel wall. So what happened if you were probably pushed, because you efficiently you lose weight, but in order to lose this amount of weight, you had to. I suspect diet was, and again we can discuss diet, but was very
Mm.
probably tough because your mind is also challenged during this time, and when was physically you were pushed a lot, so plaque potentially became unstable and it broke off. As a result, you suffered stroke. So my interest one was area is how can I define instability of plaque, which I'm gonna move a little bit digress, but it's all connected. When I mention endothelial dysfunction, we need to mention erectile dysfunction. Why? It is early presentation of vascular diseases. When I say about testosterone, not only for hungry warriors and speak about libido, I speak in terms of not only testosterone but harmony of hormones, and it is also not taught yet in major stream medicine. So what is happening? People who want to lose weight, overall we see low testosterone level. We call it reactions are TAT tired all the time.
Mm.
People don't have energy, and it's difficult for them also to build lean body mass. Moving forward, we need to definitely address area of nitric oxide. Say no to aging. Nitric oxide is a substance which for which Viagra basically became very popular, and we know it was initially used as a medication for pulmonary hypertension, which is on the right side of the heart. It's quite tough to control it, and we've noticed that men and women have basically erection. So what we look how we can activate human system as a holistic doctor, functional doctors, without using just Viagra. So here are
Mm.
some secrets I will reveal. Please eat your greens, love your kale, love your spinach, and remember beets. Beets cannot be just any beets. They need to be organically grown. Why? majority of food which is in United States, it is dead food. So we have overweight, undernourished people, and we have food which is not longer alive. I encourage people who come to me to
Mm.
eat locally, for example, and it's not easy now. Some challenge with cooking, and we
Mm.
know that everything takes more time. But it is not only eating per se greens. We know is eating greens which are alive. When we transport food from one country to another country, we are losing nutrients. So
Mm.
I would ask, could you eat locally? And then this whole area into liquid diet, into also paleo diet. I had a great effect with ketogenic diet. Depending on your blood type also, I modified eat right for your blood type. Why modify? We cannot become very rigid. Books are written, very good, but results also are determinant of some state, but the human system is what? Is life, is vibration, is music, is constant flow. And you cannot measure what we call energy at this level yet.
Mm.
So complex system medicine is what I practice, and I evaluate, for example, what I with my patients, how your blood sugar will respond 2 hours to meal which you ate. And I say, get your fingers to tell me, how was it? And not just sugar. How high is your insulin, which is not measure. So we could just see changes much earlier. So make it a little bit more concise. Nitric oxide pathway starts in your mouth. We need to talk about probiotics. When you need to have acidic environments in your stomach. What are we doing? Everybody's taking what? Prilosec, Nexium. So you don't generate a natural environment. What's gonna happen? You disturb bacterial flora. We are afraid now virus. You know what? We are trillions of walking bacteria. We have beautiful manure. Sorry,
Mm.
but it's just if you're gonna talk about
Mm.
flowers, if you wanna don't talk to me about just petals. Talk to me about soil. Talk to me about wind. Talk to me about sun, and see what nature makes do plant to flourish. What do we need to do? Strive. So practical also information. Probiotics, fermented foods. It helps people lose weight and watching responses. If people cannot walk, what else I did? I work in rehabilitation centers, light weights, a lot of repetition. When you start doing heavy weights, your body will have too much friction. We need to create shear forces because, again, if there's no friction, there are no results. And then break. How quickly your body assimilate changes. I want you to also remember from all my talk and a name which you want to know. It is called mitochondria. I will move here. Mitochondria are energy centers. Moment, I need to just receive. I'm not familiar yet with camera. Mitochondria are your energy centers in your cells. They are go-getter. You have it's how energy is generated biochemically. We call it ATP. There are five complexes. They need to move electrons. They need what you need when you're moving electrons. In some places you need vitamin B's. In other place you need what? Oxygen. In other place what do you need? A appropriate level of oxide. So complexity and expression is we discussed biochemical network. If we want to move to energetic network, because I did not see changes, people did all right things. They ate broccoli. I had a question. They ate broccoli, they were on vegan diet, they working out, and they cases like you described to me happen. What is just happening? If we live also in state of mental diarrhea or mental constipations, we become very rigid, or we become too urgent without state of fluency, emergence. I teach people also how to do, I talk about dance movement. It is extremely important. It is important
Mm.
because body has to stay in motion. So practically, when people like you can probably use light weights, diet, I don't know your blood type. but it was instability of the plaque and probably nutritional deficiencies, which led to consequences. You might have also methylation gene, which is called MTHFR, which predisposes people to cardiovascular disease. So it sounds like I don't want to complicate more because when it's too much complexity, I go simplicity. What is
Mm.
simplicity? Sleep, restorative sleep, or restorative way of bringing energy back. Where we are going with it? Meditation. So people have
Yeah.
sleep apnea for a long period of time, which is called sleep disorder breathing,
Yeah.
and it causes instability and decreased delivery oxygen and other nutrients. So this is a natural biochemical network, and energetic network. I feel that needs to be taught how we stabilize human mind, but because when mind is um unstable, and we know what happens now, body will be affected, and
Yeah.
we definitely have a program online about weight loss, and if there's interest, live question, however I can serve, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Can
I
I can I just
Yeah,
can I just can I just butt
please.
in? I would love to show you a video. Now, this is a video that me and my wife, when we were on boot camp, we had a race, and what it was a boot camp for people who were over a certain amount of weight, and this is what they made us do. And I want to show you this, and tell me what you think about it after.
Get set, go. Oh, it's neck and neck. We might have to resort to video footage. Oh, and she's done it.
Now, I showed you that video. It was
I see. Hmm?
because I was
How
32.
the way of training people, and we observe changes now in training, and everybody has a different approach. So I can tell you, you want to activate glycogen sources in your liver in the morning. What do I mean? Quite often will make people not to eat in the morning yet, but be well hydrated and have special energy drinks, which I'm not talking energy guarana and other things. It is taught in our functional medicine. After within 15 minutes, you will get a little bit of sugar, which could be used in forms of. I'm gonna use some more D-ribose, which we use for mitochondria. Also, if no, um, pure orange juice, it needs to be pure, or honey, and a little bit break. We started now new changes with resistance training, and then you do very fast for 1 minute. You run or you bike, and then again you walk, and very fast and lightweight. Again, there are different fears. So as you know, you need to approach and meet people. How did you feel after training like that, and what was your and your wife recovery time?
It was tough. It was
Like,
tough.
did they
Yeah.
give you special drinks before you started working out or not?
No, they don't give you any
Did
special. They don't give you
okay.
any special drink. They showed us about diets, and
And
it was tough.
what did they recommend? What did they tell you? Just specifics. Share whatever you wish.
Well, they just kind of like what it was. It was just an organisation where we were invited to go along, and I at that time I was around about 32 stone, and it was just diet and exercise basically.
But
Got me
diet
got me walking.
What did they tell you to not to eat, or what they told you to eat?
Well, they just told me to eat like they taught me how to cook properly. Um, you know, different kinds of food, really.
So I would just share like a little bit with you. I always simplify things. No bread, no pasta, no rice, no
Right,
white stuff, and no starchy vegetables initially. What are starchy vegetables? Potatoes, which people love it. Mm, we have to look at. I would be okay with certain points sweet potatoes implementing because I like carotene and vitamin, which some people can convert to vitamin A, others not. And you cook noodles, you probably know vegetables, everything. It is mostly like now what we see paleo diet, but I am very careful when I mention paleo diet because not everybody will do well on large amount of meat. Meat is evolutionary. What happens is you have to see what is happening. It's gonna be tougher to digest. So eating, for example, a ketogenic or having more fruits early on during the day will be easier on body to digest. Uh, it is just literally in like nutshell and nutshell. Without knowing more details, it's tough to like really guide you. And another thing, a question you mentioned that you have type 2 diabetes. Are you on insulin?
no, I'm on tablets.
What is it?
I'm on tablets, metformin.
Oh, metformin. So metformin is good medication. It's actually increasing insulin sensitivity. Wherever some post with vitamin B's can drop, and if you have nutrients with it. And as you know, probably some people get diarrhea on it, or what we call it lactic acidosis. But it is actually good medications. Very often, resistant area. When we talk about fat, this is not just sitting here. Is making hmm, making active hormones. It is active ingredients, which makes for people tougher to also lose weight. So I also recommend high fiber diet, which is 30, 40 grams a day. And I would not recommend initially to get everybody on the same dose. You need to build it. You cannot let people be on amount of fiber. Everything will get stuck. And I work in weight loss center after people who had gastric bypass surgery, who had success and who did not have success. So it was also interesting. So there's cost, to it.
Yeah. I tell you what we can do. I'm. I think what we need to do because I need to chat more about this. So, um, how about if we're gonna have a break now? I'll do my other show for about 10 o'clock, and we come back. Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah. What are we talking about? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like to,
Yeah.
I would
I'll
like to
come back.
mention
Yeah. I've got a
medical
show.
marijuana.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's fine. I've got a show around about 10 o'clock, and I can. I'm in 4 minutes time. So what I could do
So we,
is come back. Is come back about 30 minutes time after. Is that all right?
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. I'll do that for you. Okay.
Sure. I'm honored.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll do that for you and Iso. Okay. Okay. I'll be back in about 30 minutes time. Same link. Okay. The same link.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
God
so
bless. Thank you.
much.